hit the button on his way to sit in silence for here for a few minutes.
A lot brighter.
Yeah, it's nice having the lights.
Did Ryan do this woodwork too? Like that bathroom door upstairs with that big old knot hole in the center.
Yeah.
Caved in.
All right, guys. So we are live. So even a minute early, what would you know? Everybody, thank you for tuning in. This is a new time for us, so we'll just wait a few minutes to get rolling here, and we're gonna have some fun. Got some cool announcements. Got I call him my dad, but I guess the hashtag LockFather.
Yeah.
How are you liking that?
What can I say?
Well, guys, hey, at the end of the day, I think you guys are actually making him feel pretty special. So,
Very special.
right?
Just a guy like everybody else.
Yep, that is true. But yeah, so here we go. Let's go up top here, say hi to some people as we get going. And get some different questions. Let's see here. Yeah, Doug G. Hey there. Yeah, so he says we moved the new year, new time, right? And so it was 5:10 Pacific, and now it's 4 o'clock Pacific. So we're hoping that works for everyone. Yeah, so it's a new time. So. Tom Kaysen, how's it going? I will actually talk about your question here in just a few minutes. 63 Flight, thanks for tuning in. Yep, this is the first time at 4 o'clock Pacific. And let's see, we got Bobby Kendrick. How are you today? We got Watt Volt Amps, Mr. 70 Degrees down in Phoenix.
Oh man, wouldn't I love that?
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. We got Sherelle. Hey there, how are you? We got Sean Baker. How's it going? Let's see. We got Vernon, how are you? Hey, so guys, I don't know if you noticed on I think it was Facebook and Instagram last week, we posted pictures of Vernon set up in his van. Vernon, I have to say, I know we talked on the phone. Thanks for chatting with me for a few minutes, and I really liked your key storage. You know, the key storage on your van's pretty cool. We got Steve Schmidt, how are you? We got Dave, how's it going? Hogmaster 13, hey there. Brian Edmonston, how's it going? We got Lock Affinity, hey, how's it going? We got Jeffrey Kelly, B. Strickler, Mr. Doug Kimber, hey, you know what? I finally finished all of those pistachios,
You didn't share them with me?
Yes, I did. Did I not?
No, you didn't.
Oh, well.
So for my birthday, he gave me a big bag. Makes him feel bad, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, man, good stuff. We got Mr. Chad. Hey, guys, so Chad made an announcement himself. I don't know if it was yesterday, today. I did see it today. Chad got, I think, the first ever Lock Boss tattoo.
Whoa, like to see that.
Yes, yeah. So I think we'll be reposting that tomorrow or today, tomorrow, something like that. And so everyone can see. Very cool, Chad. Very cool, man. I like it. Even has that Metallica style font. Good stuff. We got Gumby. How's it going? We got Mr. Terry Lewis. Hey there from Central Kansas. We got Adam Morris. How are you? Hey, thanks for all the comments on YouTube. Very cool. Thank you. We got Carl Lewis. Carl, thanks for tuning in. And Carlos Vasquez, Happy New Year to you as well. We got, let's see here. Luck Affinity, Steve. Oh, okay, Minnesota. Very cool. So yeah, guys, so it's New Year, new time. Got the Lockfather. Happy New Year to all of you guys.
Happy New Year.
And guys, now this is our first time doing it at 4 o'clock, right? We're still down shipping. The guys down in the warehouse, which is actually the wall to my left, your right. They're still shipping, so I'm interested to see how much noise any that happens. But if you hear any rumbling in the back, that's your packages going out. So good stuff. And all right, guys, so let's go ahead. And I think we've stalled long enough, having a little bit of fun. And let's go. But our first couple questions for you. A, would you like a Topo Chico?
Well, if you have one, but I think Connor already left.
Well...
That's okay. It's good.
You know, I think you're still going to get one.
Okay.
I have one of those feelings that you're still getting the Topo Chico.
All right.
We always have enough for guests around here.
Well, thanks.
Especially the Lockfather.
Yeah.
But, Dan, now I do notice you are chewing gum again.
Yeah, I have a bad habit.
You know, and, they did talk about, and we'll talk about the video here in a minute. The gum made it through.
Yes, it did.
Why do you think the gum made it through the entire shop tour, but it doesn't make it through live?
Well, I get nervous. That's probably why I chew it anyways.
Okay. Yeah, you have that camera pointing at you. Yeah.
See, you guys can see me, but I can't see anybody but a lens.
Yeah. All we see is a lens with a little video of us right above it.
And gosh help us.
Yeah. Good stuff, guys. So this past week, we did the three videos were the key programming battle, which was actually a very requested thing. We plan to do more of those. It was kind of cool to see the two side-by-side, the Smart Pro, the Auto Pro Pad. I will do some side-by-sides with the Autech as well, but the Autech's a little more limited, and so showing one to the other is it's a little different, but I'll do it. I'll do it for sure. So guys, go ahead and feel free to ask any questions, and we'll kind of get around to them here in a few minutes. But the next we did the F-Series lever, right, with the lab tool. Once
Very
again,
good.
thanks to Kevin Bacon for sending that in. And the other one we did was the lock tour, the shop tour.
Yeah, I got a lot of comments on that little door, huh?
Yeah, the little door up there,
And even customers ask, why is that little door up there?
Kind of weird.
Absolutely.
Kind of weird. But, so, a lot of feedback. I saw you answered some of the questions in the comments.
Right.
Very cool. And I figure I just started off with a couple different comments or questions. And then, guys, I have a announcement to make, too, here. We'll do in a few minutes. And, of course, I don't think I've brought it up, but it is Lock Boss Tuesday, right? So we're doing giveaways today, and we're going to be choosing 5 winners here in just a few minutes. So the Lock Shop Tour, it's like I said, it was the downtown, kind of more of your downtown location.
Right.
You bought it from a competitor that you competed with for 30 years, 25, 30 years.
Yep, and unfortunately, we really didn't ever got along.
They never really get along. But I would say that from at least my perspective of the transition,
It went very well.
went really good. And he actually, once you guys actually finally spoke, sounded like he had respect for you and you have respect for him.
Oh,
And so
absolutely.
it's one of those, I think, with, competition out there, maybe they picked up this customer or that customer or this and that going on. Maybe they charge too much or too little. And there can always be that kind of tension there. But at the end of the day, I think both of you guys, both your company and them, had some good business practices. So at the end of the day, you guys actually respected each other.
Right.
Which is pretty cool.
I agree.
Which is pretty cool. So, first question from Santiago is, he's thinking about opening up a location.
Yes.
And he's interested in if you would go, and I think I know the answer, but would you go with a standalone location or like a shopping center location?
Well, shopping center location would be awesome, but the rent's going to be a lot higher. You have to look at that stuff.
Yeah.
I like a stand below alone myself because I want me to be the attraction. The shop, not me personally, but the shop.
Okay. Yeah, and I think a couple things go into that as well, right? Like if you can, you want to own the real estate.
Absolutely.
When you're doing your first location, though, and you're not even quite sure it's going to work, that might be probably not a good idea to just go buy with something like that, right?
Right,
so,
absolutely.
I don't know. I mean, I think if you're going to buy, obviously having your standalone location's good, but a good high-quality shopping center I think the problem is when you're starting to look at the monthly, lease and, how far out is that lease, I think finding a good location that has good traffic, easy to get to, but the lease is going to be easy on you, right? To get through it and make sure things go well. I think that's really a good place to start.
Well, a lot of the shopping centers have triple net.
Yeah.
So you got to pay for their roof, their building, their parking lot, part of the taxes. Where if you just pay rent to an individual, they don't do that to you 90% of the time. Mm-hmm. If your rent's $500, it's $500.
That is true. So Santiago, hopefully that helps a little bit. Next we got from Torch. He says, what do you do with the obsolete keys when you buy out a locksmith?
Keep them.
Just put them on the wall.
Put them on the wall because there's always going to be a time you're going to have that. Mm-hmm. That's why I like buying out other lock shops. I like all the old keys because they're hard to find. A lot of them, like X7, X6, those have been around, probably never use them again. Mm-hmm. But I have hundreds of them. If anybody wants, some, more than happy to get rid of them. But it's one of those things, you have to buy the good with the bad.
Yeah, and I mean, I can attest to as a kid when a different locksmith would pass away or retire or something, you'd buy other assets.
Right.
Man, I've stamped a lot of obsolete keys with your logo on.
I'm sure you have.
But an interesting perspective about that though is I don't know the exact number. Okay, so don't hold me to it. But a few years Ilco in particular, I remember getting a memo from them a few years back that said when they don't get X amount of keys sold in a year, I want to say it was 500 pieces or something. Like I said, don't hold me to the exact numbers here, but they eventually just discontinue the key. They just sell it out, and obviously it's not worth for jigging up and going through all the stuff. So at the same time, if you look at a lot of the oddball automotive keys and non-automotive keys even, they're quite expensive now, right? I mean, you're looking like $1.80.
I was trying to find some bit keys today, skeleton keys. Mm-hmm. And I looked in the book, and nobody had any.
Yeah. So I think kind of having those keys is a potential, huge savings, at $1.80 plus a key. So I don't know. I think it just kind of depends on look, here we go. Mr. Connor's
Connor.
Here.
No bottle opener was in sight.
Oh, sorry. I actually have one here on the toolbox.
Okay.
Man, you used your teeth, didn't you?
No.
Yeah.
We know a lot of guys who did.
Yeah.
Oh, that's for beer, though.
Yeah. Good stuff. Yeah, so I think that's kind of it as far as that goes. Let's go ahead here. We got some questions. More questions. Let me read them off. All right. It says, Tom says, hey, PJ, do you have any service vans that carry the Ilco Futura Auto on board? If yes, how is it working out? If no, what does that mean to be a good choice for mobile operation? Yes. So we have set up a lot of guys that have a Futura Auto on their van, 100%. Dad, you have a guy, at least one I know of, that has a Futura Auto
right
on his van.
Right.
I think it's perfectly fine. I mean, those machines, they work really well. And I think, a cool part about those machines in particular is they actually, when you put a key in and you go to cut it, it actually, we have some videos you can look at too on it, but you'll see they actually calibrate on the key itself. Now, back in the day, they would just calibrate like at a certain spot on the jaw, and then sometimes they'd be a little off, right? But now they've been pretty bulletproof as far as that goes. So putting a Futura Auto in a van, I wouldn't have any concerns. I would say if the temperature drops too low, pulling the tablet out might be good. Maybe the whole thing, depending on how it goes. I mean, I know it can be hard, your van's your lifeblood, and if you're not parking it in the garage, theft and all of that can kind of be a thing. So, but yeah, as far as the van, having the Futura Auto in, I know
I plan on having a lot more of them.
Yeah, in the vans, yeah.
Right, because come back to the shop costs a lot, but
It's costly.
just takes time to buy everything.
Absolutely. So, Tom, hopefully that helps. Okay, so next question is from Everyday Valet. I've been watching your vids and would like to start a business. What should I do? Well, thanks for watching the videos, and also Everyday Valet, thanks for being here right now. Very cool. Starting a biz, Dad. I mean, go ahead and jump in. Probably if you're wanting to start a video in the locksmithing industry, I like an analogy that a guy named Dave Ramsey actually says when people ask him about starting a business, and it's what he says is you want to get the boat close enough to the dock to jump in, and what I mean by that is, I'm guessing if you have a automotive locksmithing or a locksmithing business in general, you probably have some sort of leads. Maybe it's rekeys, maybe it's, taking care of multi-housings, maybe it's key duplication or making keys for cars or duplicates, whatever that is. I would say to really start getting that business moving while you still have another job or whatever your employment stance is at the moment, and then at that point to start working at it and start adding different extra services to it.
Right, absolutely. I worked a couple jobs to get mine going.
Yeah.
And extra money, buy more keys.
Mm-hmm.
Rekeying and cutting keys is a great money maker.
It is.
Because it costs you pennies for the pins, and you make lots of dollars doing that.
You really do. So, Everyday Valet, thanks for being here. Hopefully that is somewhat helpful. I actually have some plans for some videos coming up kind of around this whole topic. So, hopefully in the next month, those will be helpful as well. Next is Dusty Knuckles. Hey there. He says, Dusty Knuckles was the winner of the autographed pinning. Was the autograph of the pinning kit winner announced? Okay, guys, so I did sign the pinning kit, put a hashtag LockBoss on there, and I don't know who the winner is off the top of my head. I wonder if I can find it really quick.
Well, the reason they want you to sign it because you're a celebrity.
Yeah.
With your YouTube channel.
Let's see here.
I always ask him if I have to open the door for him now.
Okay. Hey, I deserve it. I deserve it. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. Let's see. Yeah, I can't find it quickly. I don't want to keep you guys holding, but we'll figure out who that is. Hopefully, whoever it is will actually post a picture of it or something. That'd be kind of cool. But yes, I did do that. Next question. Chad says, or I guess not a question. He says, I'm going to post a video on YouTube of me getting the LockBoss tattoo. Very cool, Chad. I'm actually really looking forward to watching that. Looks like he got it like right here on his hand. And,
Man, that got hurt.
Yeah. That's very cool, Chad. We got B Strickler says, do you guys still offer the kit of key blanks for the most 10 common keys? Yes, we do. Easiest way to find it, outside of going through the menu to key assortments, is literally put in hashtag, I'm actually doing it right now. So go ahead and put in LockBoss into the search on our website, and you'll be able to see the assortment. So all of the assortments that we have done videos of, we included LockBoss in it, so you can easily find it. So just type that in, you'll find it right away. I'm actually looking at them right now, so hopefully that helps. All right, next question. Let's see here. He says, okay, Chad says, Connor is getting his locksmith shirt. I need his info. Chad, we'll have to get that to you. Connor be rocking it for sure.
That's for sure.
Let's see.
Again,
here.
thanks, Chad. It was awesome.
It was. Let me look here.
Wear it all the time.
Oh, okay. So Everyday Valet says, I would like to start a mobile vehicle locksmith and key programming business. What's my first step? Your first step is, depending on your budget, you're either going to want to start with like a Autech iKey 820 machine. It's inexpensive. You can get it with an assortment of keys, get going for around $850. If you have the budget to get a Smart Pro or even an Auto Pro Pad, either one of those is definitely another good step as well to get going. Next is you have to find out who's your customer base. That's probably the most important, because when you realize what your customer base is, it'll help you understand what type of keys you need to stock. For example, if you have some ins at maybe some a bunch of traveling gas stations like Flying J's or Love's or something, and you're going to be making a lot of keys for cars, it's going to be more important to have a key that fits it to start it, let alone one that has actual like a remote key, so to speak. So I would kind of define your who your customer base is going to be and start going there, and make sure you start programming. So if you don't have too much experience programming keys, you're going to want to start with yours and your family and pretty much anyone that'll let you.
Yeah.
Right, so let's see. Oh yeah, guys, lots of stuff in here. You guys are really awesome. Got Kevin Eastman in here. Hey there, guys. So all right, so you know what? We're already 22 minutes in. So let me do our announcement here, and let's get into some winners.
Cool.
Have you still got that gum going on?
Yep, I sure do. I'm trying not to chew too much, but...
All right, guys, so starting the first of this year, we have actually, so behind the scenes, we've had this going on for a while now, but it's actually live and you can listen to it, and that is the LockBoss Show podcast. Now, the cool part about the podcast, and it's available essentially everywhere, the Apple, iTunes and podcast apps, Spotify, Google, podcast, essentially all of them that I know of. So the cool part is it's different content, all right? So the videos you're seeing throughout the week and what you're getting on the podcast, 90 to 95% of the time is actually going to be completely different, which is really cool. So you can go there right now. The easiest way to find it is you can type in CLK Supplies or just put in the hashtag LockBoss and you'll find it. So it's called The LockBoss Show. I'm hosting it, and I'm excited to talk about some stuff that really video doesn't work as well, but when you're driving around or doing something, listening to it would, as well as interviewing some insiders in the industry. So I'm excited to introduce you to a lot of my friends in the industry and kind of let you get their perspective and really have a lot of fun. So I'm excited about it. You guys, go ahead and check it out and definitely let me know what you think. So the content is different than the YouTube stuff. And it'll be interesting. You know, the first one we actually posted yesterday of the new stuff, the new content style. So I think there's 14, 15 of them from YouTube videos that I did interview-wise that are also kind of doubled up. But yesterday we posted the new one, and I actually talked about a story. Did I even tell you about this?
No, you have to show me how to get on it because,
Yeah.
again, it's a computer and I'm not good with them.
Yeah. So, yeah, guys, so it's something that, so I actually talked about the national service provider that was kind of a backbone to your business.
Right.
That we talked about a year ago, and we made some decisions.
Right.
Hard decisions, and how it turned out.
Yeah.
So,
Great.
Yeah. Cool. Let's see here. We got another question, and then we're going to do winners. So, guys, thanks for your support. I see some of your comments here on already subscribed. Very, very cool. Thank you. And I hope you like it. You know, I mean, it's something different for me. And
Yeah.
I'm interested to get your perspective.
Yeah. Once you
And-
show me how to get on.
Well, do.
And I'm letting him do most of the talking this time.
Yeah, why?
I don't know. Just mellow. Listen to my son do his
Hey,
thing.
where's your gum, though? You see that, your gum? Okay, good. That's good. So, Sherelle says, Sherelle, yeah. So, you've seen the YouTube audio ones, but yeah. So we're mixing it up, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I also want to get some people from the Lock Boss community on the podcast as well. So
Awesome.
Details will come up about that soon. But if you are interested in being interviewed by me and talking about locksmithing, keys, really anything, go ahead and send us an email at sales@clksupplies.com, and we'll definitely see if we can get you roped into the whole thing and have some fun. So
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
I'm really excited. I'm actually
Yeah.
really excited about this.
No, it sounds great. Because
So-
everybody else has a different perspective
Yeah. Oh
of how
yeah.
to do things.
Yeah, Dusty Knuckles says, cool, keeping Connor busy editing content. Isn't that the truth, you know? I mean, yeah, it's a lot, guys, but, you know, we're all having a lot of fun doing it, and Connor does an absolute great job.
Sits there with his headset on and just goes to work.
Yeah, usually has it on, and, man, yeah, Connor does an absolute great job, and I love the humor he interjects in it, and it's really good, Connor. Keep it up, man. Keep it up. So let's see here. I got another question, and then I guess we're already 27 minutes in. I don't want to keep you guys too much longer, so we'll shift gears here in a second. For stamping your keys, do you have a custom stamp, or do you use a standard metal stamp set? So I think you're asking about. Well, let's just answer both ways.
Well-
so how do you stamp all of your keys?
With our name on it.
With your name on it.
Right, every key.
Yep. And as a matter of
That's
fact,
a custom stamp where they can get through you.
yep, it's a custom stamp that we sell, and a jig that we sell as well. So if you you can go to our website, clksupplies.com, or just go to our YouTube channel and type in custom stamp, and I have a video where I actually go over the entire thing. Other part of the question, in case that doesn't answer it, how do you stamp keys in general? Like,
I freehand them. I'm not the steadiest, you know. Never get it on a straight line, but I did buy a guy out that had one of the stamps where you rotate
yep,
it.
like Ilko sells.
Right,
Yep.
mhm.
Yeah, and there's a video on that as well.
Yeah.
It's legit.
And yeah, absolutely. It's a great tool.
That one's good. The HPC stamp aligner's good too if you're just going to use like letter and number sets. So between the Ilko one, the Ilko one's quick. I mean, you can put that with that dial. I mean, you just
Right.
move it around. It's a done deal.
So you guys should be charging for that too, remember? Because those
Yep.
they are
Oh, yeah.
expensive.
So how much? So pop quiz here.
Okay.
Pop question, I guess.
What's your hourly shop rate?
Okay. So hold on.
Okay.
If you cut, let's say, 5 KW1 keys for a
Yes.
customer, and they say, "Hey, can you stamp those 1 through 5 for me?"
Right.
How much are you charging a piece?
Nothing. For that
Free.
quick. For that quick of a thing.
Free.
If it's one stamp, no problem.
So if it's just like one number, you're fine.
Right. I never charge.
Okay, what if they want it to say AB1 through AB5?
Then I'd charge him because it takes time.
And how much?
Well,
I know I'm putting you on the spot,
Yeah.
but hey, it's
Well,
more fun that way, guys, right?
shop hour, $80 an hour.
Okay.
So what is it? $1.15 a minute.
Okay.
So if it takes
So about a buck. I mean, how do you explain that to a customer? You just tell them about a buck a key to stamp it, or
right, you
Okay.
know, and some complain, some don't. Said it's all time, you know. And what do we have to sell is our time.
yeah, and I think that's something real important, right? For the most part, the locksmithing business, even if you have a retail location, even if you sell locks, even if you sell keys, is primarily a service-based business, right? People come
Absolutely.
to you for a service.
Right.
And maybe they're coming to you for a lock, but they're also coming to you for that lock to have it fit their key.
Yeah,
Or to
for
fit-
our knowledge.
For the knowledge. Yep.
And that's why hardware stores, you know, are fine if they can do it, but they can't do what most locksmiths can do.
Yep. Okay, well, last question, guys, and we're getting on to the 5 winners this week. B. Strickler says, will a KW5 leashy pick work and a KW1 lock? Same with the SC4 to the SC1. The short answer is yes. Kind of the problem you're going to deal with is the spacing, right? Not getting that steady spacing. However, if getting both of them is out of the, you just can't justify the extra $100. You can make it work. You can make it work. All right, there we go. I think that we'll stop there for the questions, and let's get going on the winners here. Hey, John Falk, how's it going? Thanks for joining. Freehand, yep. Oh gosh, I did a video on, I can't remember which one I did, but I literally put a key down. I think it was on the HPC stamp aligner. And I put a key down and I legitimately tried to keep it as straight as I could, stamping. And then I did the stamp aligner. And you just can't beat machines when it comes to lining.
Right.
But let's see here. Lockfather's on the money about selling your time. Grover the Locksmith, you got that. Hey,
Yeah.
I tell you what, we could give him a mic and he could riff for a couple hours about that. Right? Oh, that's good stuff.
But your real good customers, what come once or twice a week, you give them a little perk here and there and they love it.
Yep, absolutely. Ricky Gross, thanks for the order. So the iKey 820s, they're supposed to be shipping to us next week. I just got an email about that. So you can always send a quick email if you have any questions about that. Send a quick email to support@clksupplies.com and we'll definitely hook you up for sure. Thank you very much though for the order. Thank you. Jesus, what's up? Very cool. I had disappointed on the SC4 leash sheet, didn't work enough. Should like keyways. Yeah, it's always harder if you encounter a lot of keyways for sure. So, guys, without further ado, without me keeping you around, sorry, it's 32 minutes. We try to keep it under 30, but we're just chatting.
That's it. Having a good time.
Having a good time. So, guys, here we go. So every week, guys, let's get the ground rules right before we do the giveaway. All right. So every week on YouTube, we post videos. When you comment on the videos, great job, by the way, with all the comments, and use the hashtag LockBoss, you get entered in for that week to win one of 5 prizes. And these prizes are cool, right? We're doing pinning kits, we're doing key machines, programmers, locksmithing tools in general, all sorts of random stuff. They do a good job keeping it mixed up. The cool part is I don't know the winners until I look at this page, and I don't even choose the gifts. I don't think I've chosen a gift yet. I could, but the team here, the marketing team here at CLK Supplies, chooses them. They every week they hook you guys up, and feel free to tag us on Facebook, Instagram, take a video, show it to us, and if you've seen it in the past, we like to take that information, put it together, and whenever we hit milestones, we like to include all of you guys, because you guys are the Lockboss community.
Well, when you talk to your staff, why don't you ask them about Pops getting a Red Lobster certificate or something?
Hey, you did get one of the jackets, one of the
Yes, I did.
Carhartt jackets,
Very
and we
nice.
even had the your company logo embroidered on the back.
Yes, that was fantastic. Now everybody in the company wants one.
Do they?
So you'll be getting,
Good stuff.
yeah.
Good stuff.
more
Yeah,
stuff.
guys. So the Lock Boss giveaway, it's free. Okay, you don't have to purchase anything from CLK Supplies to enter. You sure can, but you don't have to win. Okay, and yeah, I think
That's awesome.
Did I miss any of it?
Nope.
Oh, one last thing. If you win, if I call your name here in a few minutes, you're going to want to send us an email at sales@clksupplies.com or call us at 800-848-6989. We'll get that put in the notes here for you. And then that way we can make sure we have your shipping address correct, because some of you guys have, nicknames. Like I see Captain Lockpicks on here. Hey there. And, we just want to make sure we're shipping everything to the right address. Okay. So that's how it works. Thank you all for participating. And, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's do it. Drum roll. Winner number 1 is Brett Knife. That's Kneifl.
Congratulations.
Hopefully I said that right. But congratulations. Very cool. Winner number 2 is Andrew Kaufman. Andrew, congratulations on winning.
Andrew.
Here we go. Winner number 3 is Bison Hunter. Bison Hunter, congratulations. Very cool. Winner number 4 is Ricky Gross. Ricky, congratulations. Very cool.
Ricky.
And the last winner actually shares a name with us.
Yeah, I know. I saw that.
All right, very cool. Winner number 5 is Pete Woodfine. Pete, not only good name, but congratulations.
Congratulations, Pete.
Very cool. Let me hold this up for you guys. It looks like we got, what is that, pink or red writing this week. Hopefully you can see that really good. So we got that right there.
And I do like the new studio. It's a lot lighter, looks good. Need some more stuff up on that back wall.
Yep, I've been working on
Just
it.
takes time.
Yeah, you see guys, we got our logo up there, and I got some stuff mounted on the pegboard. So it's coming together. It's coming together. So I just want to say congratulations to all the Lock Boss winners today. Make sure you email us or call us. Get your address right. We're going to hook you up, all right? And I also want to thank everybody for your interactions every week, posting, and we're all learning together, we're all growing together, and
Absolutely.
5 people every week are winning. So we're at 90 winners now,
Oh, that's great.
90. That's cool.
Yeah, a lot of stuff you've given away.
Yeah. And the cool part is, guys, is all of the stuff that we're giving away, none of it's has been given to date. Not one item that we've given away has been given to us. All right. So this is all stuff that we here at CLK Supplies just want to hook you guys up with. So very cool, guys.
And it's
Thanks.
not junk just laying around. It's actually usable stuff.
Yep.
Yeah,
It is.
Right?
It is. Yeah, it's real stuff. I mean, who wants to win a pin or something, right?
Yeah, with your name on it.
Yeah. No, we want to get you stuff that you can use, stuff that's cool and
Profitable with it.
yeah, and hopefully someone can show us, someone can post a video or a picture of the pinning kit we gave away, the old studio pinning kit.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, be cool. So, guys, okay,
And all your posts, on the video of the shop tours,
yeah,
I've tried to reply to most of them.
yeah.
And, it's awesome. Everybody out there can do it, can grow their business without, it takes time and effort, but you can get it done.
You can. You can, guys. Yeah. Thank you being so awesome for my dad, having us as we show him. He's showing you all the stuff. Very cool, Dad. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Thanks. So, guys, that's it. So we will see you next week, 4 o'clock Pacific, next Tuesday. I would love for you guys to check out the podcast, the Lock Boss Show. It's different, okay? It's different, and I would love your feedback. Go ahead and send it over to us at sales@clksupplies.com. They'll make sure I get it, and I'd love to hear what you have to say, or topics, or if you'd like to be interviewed. Chad, we may have to get you on there, man. You can talk about that Lock Boss tattoo.
I think it's awesome that you give them the opportunity to call in and, you talk to them, whatever.
Absolutely.
Because everybody has a different idea in business and how to do their job.
Yeah.
Nobody's wrong. It's just different ways of doing it.
Yeah, different perspectives is
Right.
what is one of the coolest part about the Lock Boss community is everyone has different perspectives. You know, everyone has different business models, different areas, right? How you run a lock shop or a locksmithing business in a town of 5,000 is different than one that if you have 5 million in your territory.
Right.
So
Absolutely.
awesome, guys. Well, thanks again, Dad. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks
Hashtag
for having me.
Lockfather. Very cool. You got to think about getting that tatted.
Yeah, right.
You know? But guys, thanks again, and we will see you next time. Take care.
Have a good one, guys. Enjoy.